Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Tuesday, January 24th.
We all know hurricanes aren't going to stop, and these days they seem to be stronger now, just the way the climate is today. And flooding is definitely worse than it's ever been when it comes to hurricanes.
That was one of several points Flagler County Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord made while speaking to the State House of Representatives on the impacts of Hurricanes Nicole and Ian and what can be done to improve recovery effort. Lord stressed,
What was very evident to everybody is the impact on our beach system. And I highlighted the fact that our beaches aren't just there for good looks or scenic views, that A1A and the dune system actually serve as protective systems that protect homes and businesses and utilities and other critical infrastructure. So I highlighted the importance of that.
He also talked about ways to bolster resiliency in emergency management.
I suggested a couple areas where the legislature can consider updates to legislation and funding to help improve the entire state, not just Flagler County. And a couple of those items were increasing the funding provided to counties on an annual basis from a trust fund that was created after Hurricane Andrew. And that fund, the amount of money coming to each county has not increased in over 20 years. Another program that I talked about was encouraging them to continue the My Safe Florida program, which is a program through the Florida Chief Financial Officer's office, which reimburses or covers the expense for homeowners to get their home wind inspected.
Lord also encouraged participation in the Hurricane Loss Mitigation Program, which provides grants to improve shelter opportunities in communities and encouraged the strengthening of building codes.
Building codes really do make a difference, and we see it with every hurricane. But the properties built to the newer building codes do not receive anywhere near the same amount of damage as to those properties built to older building codes.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. Another drug house is shuttered for good in Palm Coast.
On the outside, a home at 10 Rivera Lane in Palm Coast looked rather normal, but Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley says what was taking place inside was criminal.
Deputies closed another drug house in a neighborhood, making 4 arrests, including trafficking, illegal narcotic charges. I want to thank our community. When they see something, they say something by calling us when they see suspicious activity in the neighborhood. We take all of those concerns seriously.
A search warrant stemmed from a previous undercover operation conducted by SIU. Within hours of the arrests, Sheriff Staley started receiving emails from residents thanking FCSO for closing down the drug house. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
The Grace Community Food Pantry, which serves Flagler County residents, had a busy year in 2022.
Food pantry leader Pastor Charles Solano says they had over 40,000 visits last year.
Every visit is a family, and every family is probably on average 4 people. So now you're feeding 170,000 individuals. You're providing meals for that.
Solano says it's not just the poor who need help.
It's the middle class poor. That actually started about 2008, where we started to see a new class. And so I don't know who came up with that term. We may have, but it's the truth. People come and they have some nice cars, but they were doing well.
Mayor David Alphin echoed those sentiments.
Inflation has kicked in, so the need has grown. So this program today is very timely. The other thing is, and this was sent to me, these are not my words, but I thought very important, that hunger is invisible. It is not something that you can see. It can be a very silent struggle. You never know who may be hungry. During COVID, we did a food drop here in Palm Coast, and we had several elderly adults who were excited to see that we had meat. They shared that their budgets did not afford them the ability to buy meat.
To donate, go to gracecommunityfoodpantry.com. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
How did a Flagler High School student start a new business?
Colin Breeze is now a junior and said that he could not have started Clevo Web without his mom.
I started my company in the end of my freshman year in high school. I worked at Chick-fil-A for about a year, and I kind of used some money that I saved up from that to start my company, and then I borrowed some money from my mom.
Colin's mom is very proud of her son
because he's balancing not only school but attaining clients and doing all of the graphic work and the web hosting, and extremely proud.
Colin said that he always wanted to start his own company and be his own boss, and now he is. The Business Report is on WNZF on Saturday mornings at 10. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.